Hello to Hannah Wicklund, management staff and friends. Anyone that is watching this video, my name is Josiah Garrett. I am 23 years old. I'm a bass player from Athens, Georgia. This is an unsolicited digital audition for the opportunity to go on the road with you and the Steppin Stones as your touring bass player. We met in January very briefly. I probably spoke to you no more than 10 or 15 minutes, and you told me that you needed a bass player. And since seeing your live show and listening to your record, I was just so excited for the opportunity to get together and play music with you that I wanted to go ahead and make a short digital audition resume video where I can demonstrate for you my playing and also tell you a little bit about myself. So that's what this is. It's split into two different parts. The first part is I'm going to play 3 of my favorite songs off of your new record, Bomb Through the Breeze, Too Close to You, and On the Road. And then the second half, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, about my tour history, about my musical background, about what I can offer Hannah Wicklund, the band, and what I can offer Hannah Wicklund, the business. So let's just jump right into it.
Don't go around pouring gasoline, 'cause I'll ask you
Cool. So that was me playing playing 3 of my favorite songs on the record, which it is a great record. I really, really love that. And I'm not just saying that. It's excellent songwriting. It's excellent, like, long form display of music. It all feels like one compact piece, like a unit. It sounds like a record. It feels like a record, like not like a collection of songs thrown together on a disc. It's got continuity. It's musically, it's very interesting. The song order is really cool. There's a lot of depth to the record. It's got good flow. It's got good momentum. It's an excellent record. I listened to it a whole bunch. I have already learned the whole thing. I just was so excited and antsy that I just sat down one week, kind of as a challenge to myself to get prepared for doing this video audition. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to sit down. I'm just going to learn the whole thing. And that way, when we get together to jam, we will have plenty of material to go ahead and launch right out of the box, which, you know, is so important for when we're getting together for the first time. Sometimes in auditions, they will say, all right, well, let's jam and let's have improv, and that's great, but without that foundation of like some sturdy stuff, you know. So I'm prepared. I'm ready. I'm really excited to get together and jam with you. I have a list, a whole bunch of things that I want to talk about that you can't see because of my bright ass lights. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So I'm going to start with my professional life. What I do, I work security at the Georgia Theater. Is one of my part-time gigs, and I also run sound and lights at Livewire Athens, which is a 500 capacity room venue here in town. That's great. It's mostly private event stuff. It's, you know, fraternity and sorority parties and speaking events and art galleries and wedding rehearsals and stuff like that. And I work security at the Georgia Theater, which I love. I love Gath. Great spot. It's where I saw you play. It's where I met you. I also am a freelance video editor and graphic designer, which ties into what I study in school, which I'll talk about in a second. I am a bass instructor, so I teach online lessons to students via Instagram, Facebook, and Skype. I have my own Facebook group for my students who upload videos, and I give them feedback and critique. I go live with students and with other instructors online, where we will talk about musical concepts and technique, and then record the live videos and distribute them later. It's a really, really cool medium, Instagram and Facebook, for teaching that I've really taken advantage of, and I love being a teacher. And then last but not least, and I probably should have led with this, is that I am very soon to being a published author with Mel Bay Publishing for my debut music theory book. It's called the Slap Bass Encyclopedia. That's their name, not mine. I wanted to call it Slap Control. And it is a rhythmic theory book for slap bass, which is nutty. And it comes out in May of 2018, printed and distribution, international distribution. I signed the contract back in July. And so that's going to be a huge milestone for me in my career, and is a really interesting part of my life, writing and developing this book, which is also an audio and video accompaniment of 160 of the exercises. So the book itself is 92 odd pages, excuse me, and has over 1,300 different exercises in it for slap bass performance. And I invented the notation style myself, and I talk about double thump and slap style and 3 muted hits and straight rhythms and paradiddles and triplets and triplitas and collegiate rhythms and just all sorts of crazy stuff, mutes. So the book itself has 102 essential phrases and then 1,300 different variations of exercises, of like 400 different exercises. So it's really, really something, a huge part of my past. That will come out in May. So yeah, soon to be published author. The long-term plan, I'm not going to lie, I'll go ahead and tell you, is I want to be on the road and selling my book with all of the videos and audio like together as a package on the merch table and attract students that way. So that's something. My old bass teacher was John Ferrara of Consider the Source. They are a power trio from Brooklyn, sci-fi, Middle Eastern, fusion, prog rock, and John is a slap bass monster. If you ever want to have your mind blown, look up some videos of him playing slap. And so I took lessons for him for 2 years, and I got pretty damn good at slap bass. But it's kind of a weird thing. You can't just like bust it out, you know. But so that's a thing. Soon to be published author at 23. So musically, in 2016, I toured around the country with Universal Psy. I did 80 dates. Their bass player had tendonitis, so I stepped in and filled in. I took a year off of school, so that I could go out on the road with those guys. And it was the dream. It was incredible. It was everything that I ever wanted from a tour, sleeping on floors and playing empty bars. But it was just the most liberating experience in my life. And I'm just desperate to get back out on the road. So I graduate from the University of Georgia on May 3rd, and I am trying to plan my summer and my next year moving into 2019, which is why I'm submitting this early, because I want to go ahead and start getting the conversation rolling about getting together and playing. I am obsessed with live music. I work at the Georgia Theater for a reason. I love music. You can see a couple posters on the wall. This is a tiny fraction that represents my collection. Hundreds and hundreds. These are all my favorites. I've got some signed ones up there. Lettuce, Kamasi Washington, the Wood Brothers, Dopapod, Infamous String Dusters, Naughty Professor, Snarky Puppy, Consider the Source, just some of my personal favorites. I host a music festival every year. It's called Psy in July. So this year is the 4th annual Psy in July, and that's what that poster is right there. It's a 2-day music and arts festival, non-camping, just at the venue that I work at. I am a multi-instrumentalist, so I don't just play bass. I play bass, keys, organ, Rhodes, grand piano. I play drums. I am also a DJ and a sample artist, so I am big into sample culture and like early hip hop and like the stuff that's coming out of LA right now. And I'm also a studio engineer, and I'm a live engineer at I'm a live audio engineer at Livewire Athens, and I'm a studio engineer as well. I worked at a very nice studio here in town called 1093 Boulevard, which was built with some of the remnants of Capricorn Records. Some of their engineers now work at 1093, and one of those guys, Jim Hawkins, taught me everything I know about studio engineering, so I have that as a part of my background as well. I could give you a quick studio tour. Piano, I make beats on that. That's just some weird audio stuff. That's my main mixer, some mics. This is my Aguilar Tonehammer 500, which is my cab, and I have a single 12. Aguilar Tonehammer is my amp, and a single 12 is my cab. This bass is my backup bass. This is an Ibanez Soundgear Remix 5-string tenor 5, which means a high C, mahogany body, bolt neck, Bartolini dual pickup, 3-band EQ active bass that I've had for 10 years. It's my backup because my main bass is in the shop right now. And I'll put a picture up, maybe like right there, of my main bass. It's a gorgeous custom handmade Sean May Cam 4 burl top, bird's eye maple neck, ubunga, and just gorgeous wood like inlays through neck. I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's getting some fretwork done right now, so I wasn't able to have it for this video, but I will 100% have it when we jam, which is gonna happen. As far as pedals are concerned, I'm super low-key. I have a compressor, carbon copy, a basic 10-band graphic MXR EQ pedal, and a buffer pedal. So, nothing fancy or special there. I want to get an octave pedal, though. So let's talk about academics. In May, on May 3rd, I'm graduating from the University of Georgia with a degree in advertising and the music business certificate, which is a program that I have wholly taken advantage of at the University of Georgia. I love studying the music business, and one of my teachers this semester actually is Alyssa DeHaze, who's the co-owner of True Blue Records, which is what the High Divers are signed onto. And she has never seen me play bass, but I know that she can offer a testament to the quality of my character and my work ethic and my good attitude. So that's a common connection that I know we have. There's probably some others, especially if you know anybody else in the music business program. And that's a really, really cool, and we can talk all about that. I love learning about the music industry. I graduate May 3rd, so I do advertising, graphic design, and video editing, a lot of that coming into play. I won't talk about that too much, but that is another part of my life where I have clients, where I will do brand campaigns with them. I will do advertising campaigns with them, running their Facebook ads manager, running their Instagram ads, doing page layout for people, all sorts of cool stuff. Personally, I am a vegan. I am not an alcoholic. I do 0 hard drugs. I am mentally healthy and I am physically healthy. I am not prescribed anything. I don't have any kind of depressants or anxiety problems. I keep myself very physically active. I don't have a car. That's another thing. I don't have a car. I bike everywhere. I walk. I set my life up around being able to walk and bike to everywhere that I need to go, school, work, home, girlfriend's house. Everything is bikeable distance because I understand how hard life on the road can be. It can be physically stressful. It can be mentally stressful. It can be emotionally stressful. So being grounded in yourself is really important when you go out on the road. And that is something that I definitely have. I have all my shit. I have it all together. It's all in a bag. There's no need to take it to the shit store because I got all my shit together in a bag. I'm good to go. Self-contained. I got a cot over in the corner. It's, you know what I mean? Like, so I take care of myself is basically what I'm trying to say, which is really important. And I don't drink really. A lot of band members will just drink and just 3 beers here and then 4 beers here and then 2 shots here. And it's like, you just cannot do that on the road, man. You got to take care of yourself. You got to do jumping jacks before you play, man. You know, get that blood going. You got to wake up and go for a run because you're sitting in a van for 8 hours a day. I mean, that's just murder on your body. So that's a part of my life too. Let's see. Oh, that's a good segue. It's to what I bring. One of the things I have written down is that I'm responsible in public. And I think that is actually something that shouldn't be overlooked because I do try and be a very responsible person and, you know, have my shit together and be able to carry a conversation with anybody. And I'm not a rude person. I'm not a mean person ever. I find that incredibly distasteful. When I meet somebody that's just mean for the sake of being mean or egoistic or pretentious or you don't have to worry about that with me. Especially as someone who works in a venue and is also an audio engineer. I know how to converse with people in the industry. I know how to be respectful. I know how to approach legends. I mean, at the Georgia Theater, I see a legend a week. You know what I mean? We just had, in the last 2 weeks, we've had Judah and the Lion, The Flaming Lips, Portugal the Man, Lotus, Bonobo. I mean, you just meet them. They're just people, you know? So as far as going out on the road is, I got my shit together. Let's see what else. I have management experience. Obviously, I play bass. I didn't need to write that one down. Marketing and advertising experience. Good attitude and hard work. Gotta love that. Who doesn't love a good attitude and hard work? You get out of life what you put in. And so if you put in work, you'll get out success. I think it's really that simple. Another motto that I have is that you're not going to be given anything in life. You got to go out and you got to earn it and you got to work for it. Which is why I'm making this video, because I want you to know that I am really interested in being a part of your team and being a part of the touring family, because it is a family when you're out on the road for that long. Excuse me. The coffee is kicking in. Also, I'm trying to do this really quick. Let's see. Oh, I can document. So that goes back to my advertising experience, I understand how important it is to show the process of something and to document something. That's really what the consumer is interested in consuming, is the process, is seeing the behind the scenes, seeing. So you need someone. I mean, I love documenting. My father is a photographer. He used to tour with like Phil and Friends and 10,000 Maniacs, and maybe not 10,000 Maniacs, some old bands in the 90s. But I love documenting, taking videos, being there. I'm willing to put in that work too. And with video editing experience, I can do all of that. So that's an important thing that I wanted to bring up. Moving forward, I can kind of sing. I've never really sang. I've never had a singing role in a band, but I have good tone. I have excellent like relative pitch. As a teacher and as someone who has studied music their whole life and plans on having a profession solely in music, I understood from a young age how important it was to have good pitch and good music theory chops. My music theory chops are excellent. I'm actually working on a second book right now called, now that's what I call music theory. I'm excited. I'm trying to make it like a series and do like this one for bass, and then I'm going to get some other teacher friends of mine in Athens to, I don't know. We'll see if that one pans through. I don't have a car, but I am damn willing to take a bus to Nashville to rehearse and to practice, and I love this no-car lifestyle. I'll get one if I need one. But so as far as getting a jam in is concerned, I don't live in Nashville. And I don't have a car, which means that I can't just swing up there, on 2 days' notice. So I was hoping that as a result of this video, we could start a real conversation with your management team about moving forward, about the dates when we're going to rehearse, about learning the new material, because I know you have to find a drummer too. So you've got like the double workload set up in front of you. And I am a fill-in bass player is the only job I've ever had. I've never had my own band. I make my own music on the side. I do some like DJ electronic stuff, but so I understand how stressful that can be when you're trying to replace members. And I want to make this as easy of a transition for you as possible so that you can get back out on the road and keep making money. Because I know that, this kind of stuff can put an artist's career on hold for months, if not a whole year, while they try and find new members to learn all the material that they mesh with musically and creatively and personally. Being able to share the same space with someone for 80 hours a week, if not more, waking hours at least. And so, I'm here to help, but I do really want to go ahead and start getting the conversation rolling because I got rent due in May, and that shit is not going to pay itself. And we can talk about that kind of stuff later. I don't know what kind of pricing that you guys are on as far as like hiring a freelance musician is, but I have 2 side jobs and I have clients, so I can bring my computer on the road and I can do my advertising brand work on the road. So I have jobs. I've set my whole life up around so that I can drop everything here on a dime and get on the road, get back out on the road, and go out. I've played Charleston like 6 times. Love Charleston, great town. I've played Athens a bunch, Atlanta, been to Colorado and back, New Mexico, been up to Virginia twice, been down to Florida a couple times. I'm just itching to get back, man. I love the road. It's the only place I've ever really wanted to be. So let's go ahead and get a dialogue going about rehearsing, about jamming, about getting together and really meeting and talking. And I will be at your show, I'm going to try to be, on March 25th where you play the Brookhaven Cherry Blossom Festival because it's only like an hour away. So I think me and my girlfriend are going to drive down to Brookhaven and come see you perform. She has been super supportive of me and this project, and she wasn't able to come see your show at the Georgia Theater because she's working, but she loves your music. She's super into it. She knows that I told her like day one, it's like, hey, like I'm trying to be like touring musician. I'm trying to be gone like 6 months of the year. She's all about it. Already learned the album. Let's jam. Becoming a member of the family. So this is a really big point. I am not gonna sit here and try and sell you like who I am. I know that this is not a substitute for us actually getting together and conversing, especially conversing musically with instruments in our hand. And I also am not going to undervalue the gravity of being on the road with someone, because you really do become a part of that person's family. So just know that, I'm into it, and it's a two-way thing. Two people can move a couch real easy. You know what I mean? But one person can't move shit. And that is a Chris Rock quote from his latest stand-up. I'm just really excited. And I guess I'll just conclude by saying thank you for hearing me out. I've done a lot of talking in the last 20 minutes. Performing the songs is also kind of weird, because it's like playing tennis against a brick wall. There's no like real communication here. It's just me trying to like show you what I can do, and like, hey, I can play the parts. And then this is me being like, hey, I've got a resume. I'm not just like some guy. I've been really impressed with your entire business model. Hannah Wicklund, the brand, is excellent. The long tail of Hannah Wicklund is excellent. I mean, your tour dates are great. Your press is great. Everybody in Athens loves you. You have a phenomenal reputation in Athens. Your merch table is excellent. Your management is good. Your social media is so good. I don't know if Hannah is doing that all personally. Very, very cool. The music is awesome. The record is super good. I loved the record. I listened to it and listened to it and listened to it. And I said, I have to do this. I have to make a video, and I have to go out and chase this, because it's not just going to get dropped on my doorstep, especially considering that I live 5 hours away, So this is something that I want to chase, and this is something that I am 100% into and willing to put a lot of hard work in. The timing works out really, really well for me. So I'm totally free throughout the end of March and April. You pick a weekend, you pick a date, I'll be there. I'll be in Nashville. I'll be there to rehearse. I'll be there to jam with you. I want to meet you. I want to start this musical dialogue together. I want to be the Jaco Pastorius to your Joni. You know what I mean? To your Joni Mitchell. And the power trio. That's so cool. I've never played in a power trio before, so I'm a little excited. All right, I think that's it for me. My contact information is below. Maybe more like right here. Please reach out to me, and let's get this dialogue going, and let's... And thank you for listening to this. And even if you didn't watch the whole thing, thank you for giving me the opportunity to present myself to you and to the business. And I got to find a way to end this. I guess I'll just say thank you again, and then cut the video right here.